This is a Goatsucker Hill review of the JK dual battery kit put out by Genesis Off-Road. So I wanted to have two batteries in my rig because I have a lot of accessories that I wanted to connect to the auxiliary battery, and I wanted to be able to run those accessories without worrying about draining the crank battery. So the way it's set up is I can run my winch, my compressor, my radios, my lights, all that stuff on this auxiliary battery. I can run this battery completely dead and I'll still have a fully charged crank battery. Now just a note on that. So you can connect right here at this bus bar all your aftermarket accessories. But you have to remember that all your factory accessories, like your sound system and your headlights and your defroster and your heater, run off of this off of the crank battery, the main battery. I tried to reroute all of those so that I could run those off of the auxiliary battery as well. And I did that by connecting the fuse box directly to this battery, the auxiliary battery, and it didn't work. The computer wouldn't recognize that configuration and it wouldn't charge. So you're stuck. So you're stuck with running all those factory accessories on the crank battery. The other reason that I wanted to have two batteries is because I wheel a lot in the backcountry, and I wanted to do everything I could so that I don't become the subject of a search and rescue. So this two battery system gives me the confidence that I'm done everything I can do, so I don't get stuck. The reason I chose this Genesis Off-Road kit is because it's basically a plug and play. You just take out the old stuff, put in the new tray, it bolts right in, it's engineered very well. You put in your batteries and this lid goes on the top. It's all pre-wired. You don't have to know anything about wiring or anything. It's just a matter of attaching the cables to the batteries and you're ready to go. So it's, like I say, it's well engineered. It's superior products. It functions as advertised, and it's easy to install. I'm no mechanic and I was able to do it. This system also allows you to use these optimal batteries, these deep cycle batteries, and for off-road use I think they're essential. Another safety feature so you don't get stuck. It also has a boost button here so that in the unlikely event that you wear down your crank battery, let's say you're camping and you run your sound system for too long and you run this battery down, your crank battery, so you don't have any power to start the engine, all you have to do is push this button. It connects the two batteries and then you can start the engine on the auxiliary battery. They also give you a feature, an optimal feature, and they call it the G screen. So the G screen is a interactive information screen that you can mount in the cab, and mine is mounted right there on the A pillar. What this does is it monitors both batteries, so it tells you what the voltage is on each battery. It tells you whether the batteries are connected together or they're separated. And it also provides you an in-cab boost switch. So if your crank battery is dead, all you have to do is push this down and hold it for a couple seconds. It'll connect the two batteries, and then you can start it on the auxiliary battery. So let's start this up and see what that looks like. So let's push the button here and it'll light up, and you can see it's green. And you push it again and it'll cycle through all the features. You can see it says boost on. That means that all the two batteries are connected. That means, and it's green. That means that they're fully charged. And that says that the main battery is charging at 14.5 about. The auxiliary battery is charging at about the same. And it also will change colors from green to yellow if one of the batteries drops below 12.5, and then it'll drop down to red. It'll change to red if one of the batteries drops down to, I believe it's below 12 into the 11s. Just want to make a couple of words on the installation. The power steering reservoir, the air intake, the evaporation solenoid, the fuse box all have to be loosened and moved out of the way. You get the old tray out, you put the new tray in. Like I say, it bolts right up, it's beautiful. Put the batteries in, put your lid on there, connect it, then you have to replace these things. Just a comment on this fuse box. Before you replace it, check underneath and make sure all the connections are tight. In the process of wiggling this around and moving this stuff around, you want to make sure that those connections don't get loose, because if they get loose, you put this back, you know, it's not going to charge, the system isn't going to charge, it's not going to work. So that's the only downside to that. It's easy. Like I say, I'm not a mechanic and I did it just fine. The Genesis Off-Road site shows you a great video on the theory about how the isolator works and the whole details about that. It also shows you a nice video on the installation. They do send you a detailed instruction sheet to do the installation, and that's pretty much what I use to put it together. So one last thing, yeah, I would recommend this to anybody that wants to be safe in the backcountry.